What is going on, good people? This is your man, Gavin, the boss man Stevenson. I have the lovely, lovely Lady J with me. Go ahead and say something to the people, Lady J.
Hello, everybody.
There it is. There it is. Now, we have a topic that I think needs to be talked about. We talked about is marriage necessary, but I also want to plug this in. The topic is going to be the second time around.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Lady J was sitting there talking. We was talking about the second time around. Now, where I see it from is if you are a female or a male or whatever the case you want to be at this day and age in life, because some people just don't know.
A million different names nowadays.
Some people just don't know. I feel I'm the type of person. It's hard for me to say I'm cool with the second time around. I feel like sometimes we separated or left each other for a reason.
Right.
Now, we can learn from the reason that we separated from, but I believe that it's so hard to say if, Lady J, say if somebody cheats.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's hard for that person that got cheated on to build that trust back for it to be all right the second time around. Because in the back of your head, you're always going to be like, well, you cheated on me, motherfucker. I'm supposed to be sitting here thinking everything's cool. Now,
Right.
Now this is the kicker, people. Now you have a person that's been cheated on in the room, and you have a cheater in the room. And I don't know about y'all, but Lady J used to cheat on her husband all the time.
Oh, don't be I don't allow me like that.
Y'all may not know this, but Lady J used to cheat on her husband all the time.
Well, whatever. You know that's a lie.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. I was the cheater. Lady J was the one that got cheated on. Mm-hmm. I was a habitual cheater. Not just a one time.
Favorite word.
Not just the one time. I was habitual. You know what I mean? That was like, it was crazy. And then, me being who I was, just thought that, it's going to be okay after a while. Mm-hmm. Shit. Okay, my ass. It's going to be okay. Right. Let me tell you something. She may have made me thinking it was okay, but it wasn't at all, Lady J. What?
Right.
Man, I sit there and think everything. I tell that Law and Order story all the damn time. It was facts. See, you wasn't supposed to laugh at me about that. You know that shit is still sensitive. You know I'm still sensitive about that. One of these days I'm gonna tell that story again. I'm not gonna do it today. You think I'm not gonna do it today. You're not gonna get it out of me today.
You stupid.
So, Lady J, let me ask you this. What do you see yourself as being the person that was cheated on? Like, could you ever gain that same trust that you had in the beginning with that person?
Well, see, that's different. Just like you're a different person now, I'm a different person now. So, the old Jayla, no, I would never be able to have gained that trust again. No. Because it was something that I felt like I had to tolerate. So, and to be honest, like I said, I've told you this before, I didn't really have trust in any part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be able to separate, like having trust with my feelings in my heart and versus having trust with other things. And then all that shit got jumbled up together, and I just ain't trusting motherfucker at all. You know? So, it's hard. As the old Jayla know, like I would always bring it back up. Cause see, that's something too, and that's hard to deal with too. Bringing it back up.
That damn Law and Order. God damn it.
It's like if you forgive somebody, you can't continuously beat them up for the same thing
right.
you have chosen to forgive them for.
And that's the same thing I always said. You know what? I used to tell her, I said, you know what? the goddamn governor give pardons quicker than you forgive me on some of this bullshit.
But you just said you were a habitual cheater.
Habitual.
Right. So therefore, a lot of times you don't give.
No, hold on, Lady J. You didn't hear me. Habitual. If you could see the words that come out my mouth, people, they were all capital.
But it's like you didn't give her time. You didn't give her time for the wound to heal, or you cut it back open. So that's all that was, and that's the same thing with my relationship.
I was cutting deep too, Lady J. Big long strokes. Long strokes.
Stupid.
But you know, that's the thing that I want people to understand, that you learn from your mistakes. Well, let me rephrase that. Some people learn from their mistakes, because a lot of people don't learn. It's still like, oh, I'm going to do it anyway because I can. And just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Right.
Right. I'm a firm believer as in, when it all boils down in the long run, you're not just hurting that person, you're hurting yourself.
Of course.
Because eventually what's going to happen is that you're going to lose what you have, and then you're going to be stuck with what you really don't want.
Facts.
Because some people have left stuff that they love to death, and now they're stuck with shit they can't even be in the same room with. Just because she's sucking from the back good don't mean she always gonna do it that way. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it, and I put it in here early this time too, boy. Just because she do all those wild and crazy things doesn't mean that she's always gonna do those wild and crazy things. I brought this up to you is that one of my main problems was that me and my wife, we were ride or die in the beginning. You know what I mean? You couldn't separate us two apart because we did everything together. And when the children started coming, that's when everything started separating from us. She started, she was being a mom. I was being selfish. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you gonna be my ride or die still. We still gonna slang and bang, and you better strap that baby to your back and come on, let's go.
Right.
But that wasn't fair to her. But now,
but see, I also think that we smooth things over in relationships nowadays. Like being able to have a conversation and me being able to express how I feel, you being able to express how you feel. Nobody's arguing, nobody's raising their voice, everybody's listening, trying to understand versus trying to just hear themselves talk.
You hear that, people listening.
That is communication, and that is what allows relationships to move on and be better. Like, I honestly believe if you're in a relationship and you are with somebody who is a habitual cheater, there's a reason for that.
Right. Somebody's not getting, that person's not getting what he's looking for at home.
Right. And it could be all internal things. I'm not even saying that the partner is not doing anything. The partner could be. You get what I'm saying? But that's something that we need to talk about, not just, oh, okay, you did this, that, the other. I'm mad. Now we making up. Ain't shit been talked about. I don't know why you did what you did. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like a person who in a relationship that can't stay home, there's a reason.
Right. I totally agree with that.
Could be you just sad.
I can totally agree with that. But
right.
But a lot of people can't take the criticism or, this is what I'm lacking. You know what I mean?
Right.
It can turn into an ugly thing.
If you're gonna give a solution, you gotta have if you're gonna give a problem, you gotta have a solution. Like if you're in a relationship and your wife or your girl tells you, Gavin, you don't give me enough attention. Don't tell him, you're not giving me enough attention and don't have a solution to the problem.
Right.
I'm big on that.
But a lot of times that's how things go. You know, a person can tell
Of
you,
course.
well, you know what, this is not working out for me. So, okay, what do we need to do to make this work out for you? And they still don't have a solution to it. All they have is the problem. You know what I mean? The problem. Sometimes the solution is harder to find than the problem. You know what I mean? Than to be able to
Right.
fix the problem.
Right.
It blows my mind when you sit here and people think that, oh, we're going to fix this either one way or the other. And sometimes the person that is trying to fix it doesn't know how to fix it. You get what I'm saying? Because you can be able to fix, like I said, I'm the type of person, I can fix anything. I'm good at making situations better than what they were before. But at the same time, I'm also the type of dude that can continuously fuck up.
Right.
But, you know, I always say, you know, me personally, you have to, in a relationship, you have to take the good with the bad, because everything is not going to be sunshine and rainbows all the fucking time.
Right.
And a lot of people don't
But you
understand
got to
that.
also determine what you're willing to accept, too. Like, for instance, like our last episode, and Sister Trill talked about her hard lips and her soft lips.
Right.
There are some things that's just a no-go. You get what I'm saying? It's just some things you just cannot tolerate in a relationship. Some things can be worked out. But you have to know what you're able to deal with, because even though you say, I forgive and let's move on, that just might be something you can't deal with. You don't know how to deal with it, so it's never going to work.
Well, if you can't forgive and forget, then there's nothing really to even deal with the situation no more in my eyes, because it's not going to get any better. In my eyes, it's going to get worse, because now you got two people that are sitting there going to stew about the situation, and this is when, you know, problems, you know, everything is an issue now.
People start being nasty at
Right.
that point.
Everything is an issue. Nothing's good enough for either person. You're a piece of shit. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's just, it's bad by that point. And I feel if you get to a point that it is so bad that you can't sit here and have just a general conversation with the person that you're supposed to be with, guess what? It's time to get out. It's time to go. Because it can't be fixed. And that's what a lot of people have to understand. And men and women, because I know women want to be a fixer. And some men want to be a fixer too. But sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, some things cannot be fixed. I'm sorry.
That's true.
That's if it could, there would be no such thing as divorce or separation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's, you know, also too, like, you know, you always make the statement as far as people change. People can literally outgrow each other. You know, my direction in life, I want to go to the left. Your direction in life, you want to go to the right. There's no meeting in the middle. You know, like if
nobody
so
wants to be
therefore,
stagnant. Nobody wants to be stagnant.
Right.
Forever.
Right. And some people are content with being stagnant. But then you will get pissed if I'm not the stagnant one and I'm steady moving on, and you sitting up here looking at me like, hold on, why you leaving me? Because you don't want to move.
Right. You want to sit here and I got new goals that I think that need to be set, and I want to go chase them, and you don't want to chase them. You'll sit here and be like, well, you know what? This is good enough for me. I can live with this. I'm going to tell you right now, people, I can't deal with stagnant. I can't deal with just sitting here forever, and this is what it, you know what I mean? A lot of times, like you said, you hate the word "it is what it is." Remember you told me that? Remember you told me that? Mm-hmm. And you know, in some things I hate the word "it is what it is" too, because like I said, I was a person that would just sit here and be like, okay, I'm unhappy, but this is my unhappiness. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Now it's like I ain't gotta put up with this shit. You know what I mean? When you sit here and you tell somebody you ain't got to put up with some shit, like, look, I don't have to put up with your shit. You know what I mean? I can move on. I'm grown. You know what I mean? I got my own money, own car, all this, my own shit.
Right.
Once again, people, I believe in having your own shit.
Right. When it's time to haul
You
ass,
can haul ass.
you can haul
listen.
ass.
Listen. Motherfuckers be so quick to move into each other, and you can move in here.
Cohabitate.
Yeah, and be sitting here next to a couple months later, you done moved in and y'all mad and y'all fighting. Guess what? That's where you live at. So now you got you.
Right. You can't go nowhere.
I'm gonna get up and leave, nigga. Where you going?
Right.
All your shit here. And then you be mad while you packing it in a black garbage bag. You grab two garbage bags in your PlayStation. I'm out this bitch.
Right. You know what? Right.
And you ain't got the good plastic bag. You got the white ones with the.
You stupid. But that's true. Like I can say at 39, I don't want to cohabitate unless I know this is for real. Like I don't want nobody moving in my shit. I don't want to move in nobody's stuff. Like if we're gonna spend time together, let's spend time together. When you tired of looking at me, if you want to leave, by all means, pack your,
right.
go to your home.
Right.
And when I'm tired of looking at you, I go to mine. Right. I think people have to, when we young, we think that's the only way to be in love is to be living in each other's face 24/7.
No. It's funny you say that because I was that way back in the day too. You know what I mean? I was, I'm gonna go live with her, blah blah. She come live with me, and now I'm a fan to have my own shit. What? Mm-hmm. Nobody can tell me I can walk around this some bitch here butt booty ball naked,
right?
And do the dick and ball dance all day long, and not have to worry about is somebody gonna walk in on me? No.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? If I want to pull it out and piss in the sink, I can pull it out and piss in the sink.
You is stupid.
Oh, boy.
Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
From a man's point of view, say, because like you said, you were the cheater and I've been cheated on. But women, we do things a little bit different than men do.
Oh, yeah. Y'all are way more conniving than we are. Boy, y'all are, woo! Boy, you make a woman mad and she get to cheating on you, boy. Let me tell you something. You could be in the room with the nigga that she cheating with. Y'all two, what? Don't even know. See, men, we stupid. We gonna let the cat out the bag eventually.
Y'all, it's not even that y'all let the cat out the bag. Y'all don't tell the truth from the beginning. So the other woman don't even know she a secret.
See,
she thinks she the whole shebang.
You know what? And it's funny because I was one of the people, I used to tell the truth from the beginning. I used to be like, look here, we can hang out and everything, but I got to go home. I got to go home. I got a wife, a dog, 3 little girls, you know what I mean? I got to go home. You know what I mean? I can't sit up in here with you all day long. And what gets me about this, ladies, let me explain something to you from a male point. I'm going to give you a little bit of the tea. You ready for it, Lady J?
I'm listening.
Now, look, ladies, if this man has to go home at a certain time every night,
he's married.
Right. He's got somebody. If he can't spend the night and y'all sitting in there and he like, oh, damn, baby, it's 3:00. He got to go home. You know why? Because he know, listen, he done told his wife, look, baby, I got to take on extra hours tonight.
I'm hanging out with Ray now.
Yeah, I got to take on extra hours tonight.
3.
You know what I mean? I got to take on extra hours tonight, baby. So, you know what I mean? You know I get off at such and such. Yeah. I'm taking such and such a name shift. Got to be home by 3:00. You know what I mean? If you can't go out somewhere with this person and hold hands, and he not worried about running into his friends or running into somebody all the time, there's somebody at home.
Well, I don't know. It's some men out here with a whole family at the house and be out there.
Oh yeah, you got your heavy hitters now. You got your heavy hitters. I was one.
Don't and dare you to say something.
Dare you walk right past your girl, home girl.
Right.
You better not say nothing.
Right.
And you know the funny thing about it is, Some of them motherfuckers don't say
They
nothing.
won't. Right. They won't.
Be sitting there like,
They
you
won't.
better not say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Hold on, and I'm gonna tell you why a lot of them don't say nothing.
Because they the other
Because they
ones.
want to be next in line.
Exactly.
Yep.
What? Man.
They want to be next in line.
Next in line. I'm telling you, go ahead, Lady J.
So my question though is, knowing how women are, if it was these roles was vice versa, would you be able to go a second time around? You think you'll be able to forgive so quickly and forget so quickly?
Fuck no.
If your wife was
But see, I can admit that, Lady J. Hell no. I can admit that. What? No, Lady J. Look, because let me tell you something. Men get cut the way that the men can't listen. We can dish the shit. We can't take it. We can dish this shit. What we can dish it as best as anybody. But when a woman dishes out to us, man, shit get ugly quick.
I believe it.
Shit get ugly quick because we just, as being a man, I know that I would not have been able to handle if she was out there doing what I was doing. I know it. That's why I say now, like, I know it was, thank God, she was a better person at that point in time than I was. Because I would have been in there like this. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, bow, 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 bow.
Wow.
What? What do you mean why? What do you mean why? Listen. Lady J, listen. You already know my attitude. It's not even, look, I really don't even have to explain it. You know my attitude. I'm about all that. About all that.
Right, but I don't know. I just feel like if you don't be able to dish out something, you gotta be able to take it.
I can't do it, Lady J. Tell you right now. It is not in my
Your DNA.
What? At all, Lady J. I be ready. Boy, I'm the type of motherfucker. I be ready to not kick in doors and be in your front door. Threaten your life and his life and everybody's life. Boy, be like, damn, this nigga Gavin is tripping for real.
He's so lost.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, I don't think I could. I mean, like I said, I'm different than I was back then, so I have deal breakers now.
What? Because you couldn't tolerate it at all then either. You couldn't tolerate. Now hold on. Let's before you say that, what you say is different now. It's different that you would say, okay, it's all right, come back, or you would say, no, stay your ass where you at.
No, it'll be stay your ass where you at.
Okay.
Because I feel like now that I'm the person that I am, before it got to you cheating, my partner should be able to talk to me.
Right.
Now, if they was just a nasty ass individual, then I don't need to be with them no way, right?
You're right about that.
So
if they were a person that sat there and, you know what I mean, it was all, you know what I mean, because sometimes it is all bad. So, Lady J, let me ask you this. So, do you know, when did it really get bad for you that you can understand that, okay, this is not going to work out anymore? We're not going to go back to where we've been doing this enough already.
I think it was more when I realized that I didn't deserve it. See, I think people who deal with habitual cheaters or deal with stuff like that, it's a personal issue. So I think once I got my personal issues together, I think, hold on. I don't deserve this. Let me get my shit together.
See, I'm not
when
with
I got
this
my
shit
together, it was just like, okay, yeah, no, I don't want to do this no more.
Right. And you know what? I tell you this, you're definitely not wrong in not wanting to deal with it anymore, because you know what? Sometimes you don't have to deal with the bullshit, and knowing that sometimes it depends, because some people are part of the bullshit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like you're not prepared to, how we say it, you're not prepared to adapt to what's actually going on in your life and with the other person's life. You want to stay the way that it has been because, as human beings, we get comfortable.
Right.
We get very comfortable. We're like, you know what, I can live like this and be fine. I was one of them. I was like, look, she's doing what she's doing, and I'm unhappy, so I'm just gonna be comfortable over here doing what the hell I want to do, and I ain't worried about what she talking about. You get
Let
what
me
I'm
ask you
saying?
this question: with your situation, was this something that took place even before you guys were married, or you didn't start doing that until after you guys were married?
Ooh, that's a good question, Lady J. Ooh,
I'm sorry.
that's a good question. I'm gonna tell on myself. You know what I mean? I was, you know what I mean, because I can say that because we had our daughter before we got married,
Right.
and then that's when things started going downhill.
Okay.
So I guess I can say it was before I got married because you know what I mean. It was,
Right.
but then I had to ask myself that if it wasn't like that before, then why'd you get married?
Right. But see, that
Right.
was my thing. That was my thing. Like this stuff happened before I got married, and I still chose to get married. You get what I mean?
Did you think that?
Thinking,
Let me ask
because
you
you know,
this.
you hear people always say, "Oh, once I sign the papers, it'll be different." And that shit ain't
Let
different.
me ask you this then, Lady J. Did you think that? Did you think that at that point in time, if you got married, things were going to change?
Honestly, I can say, yeah, I did, and I thought it was going to change because, see, we were separated for a year before we got married.
Right.
So I'm thinking within that year,
He
you
got
done grew
everything.
up,
He got everything out that he needed to get out.
right? And
No.
you were different,
No.
and right. And what's
Lady
funny?
J, I
What's
wish you.
funny is
Lady J, I wish it was that easy.
right, because I thought and what let me know it hadn't changed was I never forget. I was at work one night, and you know he was in the military, so he was overseas, and we were planning, you know, our time or our wedding day or whatever, our reception and stuff.
All right.
And maybe like 2 or 3 days before he was supposed to be here, I called myself calling his cell phone. Now I worked late, you know, so it was probably like 6 o'clock in the morning there when I was at work at like around midnight.
Okay.
And a woman answered the phone.
Oh Lord.
Right. So
Oh
I'm
Lord.
like, right. And she's like, oh, so you're the girl that he's supposed to be marrying. And I'm like,
The fuck you mean supposed to?
right. And I'm like, well, why are you answering his phone? Oh, he left his phone here last night.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right.
How'd you, Lady J? Let me ask you this: how'd you feel on the inside parts?
Mad as hell. I was like, this motherfucker ain't stopped, you know, cause at that point, which is a bad thing. I broke up with the person I was dating only 30 days before I got married.
Neither one of y'all was shit.
So, right. So the person that I was dating,
Oh Lord, neither
me
one
and
of
him
y'all
broke up,
was
and
shit.
he left and went back to where he was from. 30 days later, I got married.
Oh God. Oh. Was that supposed to be your was that supposed to be the fling that you were supposed to have, Lady J?
No. To be honest, I was never thinking that me and my baby, you know, my husband would, because he was my, you know, Jaleel's dad. I had Jaleel at the time. I never thought we was ever gonna be together. I thought the person that I was with, in between him, and within that year, I thought that would have been something else. But
It
yeah,
wasn't all rainbows and sunshine, huh?
yeah. And 30 years later, it's still waiting. 20 years later, it's still waiting.
Oh no. 20 years later, it's still on the same bullshit.
Right.
Oh man, I wish I'd say this to people all the time. I wish it was that. I wish it was that easy. Sometimes when you think that, oh, well, you know, everything will be all right. Sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, sometimes as human beings, we force it. You know what I mean? We want to force what we got going on. We're gonna force this. This is gonna be what we want it to be, and it's gonna be the way we need it to be, and not knowing that, you know, why? Why are we going to force anything? We don't need to force shit. If it happens, it happens. I'm a
Right.
firm believer of that too. If it happens, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen just because we say it. You know, it's this
Right.
is and it is so. It's so written. Bitch.
Right. You know, it's funny because thinking about like the second time around, and hell, for me, it was the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth time around. But as I'm going to ask you this, as the cheater,
Okay.
say you got, you know, forgiven, whatever, and she actually forgave and forgot,
I wish I
right?
was that lucky. I wish I was that lucky.
What? See, my issue was the first time it ever happened in my marriage, it didn't faze me or traumatize me, right? So in my mind, I honestly wasn't pissed. Like I wasn't mad. So I honestly was able to forgive and forget that. You know, I think I may have teased him about it, but not like ridiculed him about it, and only teased him
I
because
got
of who it was.
ridiculed. I got ridiculed, boy. I mean that. What?
Right. So, but what I'm saying is, for me, I just feel like no matter what I did, if you said, okay, just say I'm just giving a scenario because this was never an issue, but say shit getting boring, and I say, well, what do you want to do to spice it up or make it not boring? What do you need from me? It just felt like no matter what I did, it wasn't ever good enough. So even for the opposing side, it's like the second time around may not even be for the best interest because no matter what you do, they still gonna do what they do.
Lady J, did you try to suck it from the back?
Who said I wasn't?
Ooh! Talk that talk, Lady J. Talk
You're
that talk.
stupid. But I'm saying, like, well, my husband, you know what I'm saying? It was, to me, it was nothing that he could tell me he wanted from me in that caliber that I wouldn't have done. So that, you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Like, when is it just the fact that that's what you are? You're just a cheater. You're just a liar. That's what you do.
You know what? You're definitely right. Some people are just is what it is.
Right.
It is what it is.
That's just what
If
you
they're
do.
cheaters, they're going to be cheaters, and there's nothing that you or anybody can say to change that situation. You know, but I'll say this: it always takes something in a person's life to make them think about what they've done. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It takes for somebody to fall from that pedestal and to fall from the grace that they're at for them to understand that, you know what, I fucked up. Now I'm stuck where I'm at. Because we talked about that, and look where they at now.
Right.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's true. That's true. And nothing's changed. But at the same time, it's just like, I think that also builds a sense of, I don't know what word to use, but like like, for instance, I know my next relationship, it's gonna be hard for me to just, I think, totally be like, whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? Because I be feeling like no matter what I do, you still gonna do what you do. So what is the point of me going all out and, you know, doing the most? Well, you still gonna do what the fuck you want to do.
So let me ask you this then, Lady J. You know, has this situation here, you know what I mean, has it killed other relationships for you in the future?
No, I don't think so. Because it hasn't hardened my heart. You know me. I love love. I love love. I love relationships. I love nurturing and you know, and I feel like I'm on a healing journey. So that's a lifelong journey for me. But I don't think me being able to love and cater and nurture and heal to somebody else, my past relationship has hindered. No. Does it make me overthink? Yes.
Exactly. I get what you're saying, Lady J, because I feel the same way sometimes myself. You know what I mean? Like, is this really what I want to do? Am I better off just
Right.
being alone and just, you know what I mean, getting my... It makes you think, like, are you better off being alone, getting yourself together before you want to give yourself to somebody else?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes you could be sitting here saying, you know what, I'm going to get myself together, and then you hop into something, and then next thing you know, you're like, okay, well, damn, I done hopped in the same damn thing I just got out of.
Right.
And then now,
Oh, yeah.
now you're stuck
Jump
again.
from the fire to the furnace.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you always hear me talk about the grass is greener. You know what I mean? They all run together. People think the grass is greener on the other side because it's, oh, well, they, you know what I mean? It looks good over there. And that's why I said to you, am I the type of person that let a person come back? I tell you that it's hard for me to do that because I've had people, you know what I mean, hit it on me and then, oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Well, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That's why I tell her, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Now you have to deal with what, you know what I mean? They say when they say you reap what you sow.
Yep.
I'm a firm believer in the grass is not always greener. You got to learn how to water, sod your shit, put seed down. You have to, you know, you get what I'm saying? You got to learn how to keep your grass green instead of you thinking something else is better when you go off. And I had to learn that too on the other end because I thought a lot of things were better on the other end too. And just realizing that, you know, it was a crutch. It was something that I needed at that point in time to make, you know what I mean, to make my life feel like it was, you know what I mean, like I was worth it.
See, I had a different perspective. I never thought the grass was greener on the other side. My thing was trying to, if I looked on the other side of the fence and saw the grass was greener, I'd be trying to figure out, well, how you got your grass that green so I can get my grass that green? You know, like, that was always my thought. So one thing in my marriage, my husband could all have always said was, I was always trying to, I don't want to say reinvent us, but like do things to keep us, you know what I'm saying? Like keep us up, you know.
So you were doing the things that, you know what I mean, he liked. Even, you know, that's a great thing that you were doing. Because a lot of people don't do that, Lady J. You were doing things that he liked that sometimes you know you didn't like. You know what I mean?
Like I tell people all the time, my husband was a gamer, right? His favorite games at the time were stuff like Madden. I love football, but really didn't know how to play it. But Madden, you know, Call of Duty, Fallen, you know, stuff like Assassin's Creed, stuff like that. I wasn't even like, my husband was a smoker. I wasn't a smoker like that. But I started smoking and playing video games because I felt like that was a way for us to spend time together doing something that he liked. That I wasn't going to pull him out of his element to spend time with me. Like I was going to be in his element so that we could spend quality time together. I didn't care if we do nothing but put the kids to sleep,
right?
Get a bottle, sit here, play video games and smoke. You know what I'm saying? Until
y'all over there drinking that E&J and that Boone's Farm. That's what it was.
Nah, it was Hennessy.
Ooh, y'all over there drinking that Earth and Jerk.
He's a white nigga. Right? But, you know, I did that because it was like, women, we always, I want to do this, or why you don't never do this for me, and why you don't never do this for me, but baby, he like to do stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out what he want to do.
You know, a lot of women don't take knowledge of that. That's not a lot of them feel like that's not an issue for them. Like, we just gonna do what I want to do, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Like my wife, at first, like I always say, we were running and gunning. She was sitting there and watching me play video games and hang out with me. And then, like, she would tell me, because, you know, I'm a workaholic, so I work a lot. I work on different projects. I do what I do. And she would be like, oh, you work too much, blah, blah. So I started taking days off of, you know, working. You know, and it got bad for us because I'm taking days off in hell.
To sit at the house.
I'm sitting at the house. I'm like,
right.
You know, we, I could be working. I could be going out there making money. You know what I mean? And you know,
Right.
we got 3 little girls, and I understand. You know, I'm a firm believer. You got to know, I really don't like people watching my kids.
Your
You see what I'm
kids,
saying?
right?
You know what I mean? But I was willing to find somebody, pay somebody, call a relative, something. You know what I mean? To watch
Right.
my kids at that point in time, because I want to go to the movies. I want to go hang out. I want to go see this. I want to go, hey, let's go to this place over here. They're playing great music, and you know what I mean? I wanted to do that, but it wasn't what she wanted to do anymore. You know what I mean? So I had to learn, like, damn. So now, Lady J, I'm not settling.
Right.
I'm not going to settle for, okay, this is fine. We'll just do what you want to do. No. Everybody says, and I heard this today, everybody says a relationship is 50-50, right?
No, it's 100.
It's 100, both ways.
Right.
Both ways. It's not 50-50. It's not 60-30. You know what I mean? It ain't none
Right.
of that. It is 100. It's a two-way street. If one person going, the other person gotta, you know what I mean? Let's go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people say, well, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. I'm telling you. You know, it was an old person said something to me, and I never forget what they said, and I never forget it now. This old person told me, they said, see, y'all in here watching TV in 2 separate rooms and all this stuff. Watch and see what happens. Next thing you know, you're going to stop sleeping in the same room together. Then you're going to stop this. And I'll be damned. That she was dead ass right. And you know, now that I see it, you know, now I like let's not separate. Now I understand that people want their personal space. You know,
Right.
even being married,
Everybody
you
deserves
need your personal space. Even being married.
And see, I didn't understand that. When I first got married, personal space, bitch, I am your personal space. What the fuck you mean? Like,
Now you
that's
see
how I
it though.
thought.
You see it now. You're like,
now
you know
I
what?
see it. But what's funny is I see it because I need my personal space. You get it? So, you know, I need my space. Like, if I want to sit in here and watch girly shit on YouTube, I don't want you to sit here and be like, oh my God. You know,
Lady J,
you go in there
Lady
and
J,
do
let
your
me-
manly shit.
Let me ask you a
And
question,
let me
Lady
do my
J.
girly shit, please.
Lady J,
Yeah.
what does your YouTube history look like? Is it girly shit?
It's a lot of different stuff. So I'm a whole certified makeup artist. That's my craft.
Oh, man.
That's the kind of stuff that I'd be interested in. But I also hear when you made the statement about hearing about the 50-50 thing, is one statement that I hate when you hear happy wife, happy life. That's bullshit.
That is a motherfucking what?
I don't know why I've always
you know what
hated
my
that
uncles
statement.
told me? Shout out to my Uncle Ray, you know what I mean? My Uncle Kenny, Uncle Jeffrey, all my uncles. I got a lot of them motherfuckers. Uncle Sid, Uncle Troy, all y'all. Y'all said to me, best thing y'all can always say to your wife is yes, dear. That shit don't work. I'm telling you right now. I hate that y'all said that. That shit don't work. Let me tell you something. That used to piss my wife off so much. I'd be like, yes, dear. Fuck you mean yes, dear? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh.
She's like, hold on. I disagree with you. Like,
And she would be like, and she'd be like, you better stop listening to your uncles. I'm like, but you know what? My uncles have been married 30 plus years. You know what I mean?
right.
Not realizing that marriage thing took a lot. It takes a lot. Listen, it takes a lot
work.
to be married. It's not
Right.
just
It
something
takes
that
a lot to have a relationship, period.
Right.
With anybody.
And then on top of getting married, and then you're sitting there saying, okay, for the rest of my life, it's me and you. You like, okay, I can do this. But when the rest of the life start coming, you're like, oh shit.
Like, I don't know if I can put up this
Look,
for another 20 years. Oh, hell no.
I was wrong.
Right.
I want a refund. This is some bullshit.
You walking around like, Babe, you remember when I had said to death do us
I
part?
was lying.
I don't think I could do this. I don't think
I
I can do the
was,
death part. Like,
I was lying.
yeah, it ain't for me,
You know
sis.
what I
It
mean?
ain't for me.
I was lying. Because one of us about to die in this motherfucker. 'Cause you keep on
Right.
trying me up in here.
Like, I either we gonna renege on this or one of us about to die.
Yeah, one of us about to die. Talking about some goddamn Law and Order every time. SVU. You gonna stop laughing at me.
I'm just saying it's funny. I don't hold on. Ever since you told me that story, hell, I can't even watch Law and Order.
You know what's funny about it though? I watch Law and Order now, right? And I wait for it's funny because I wait for somebody to say something now, and I'm in the house by myself. You know what I mean? So I watch Law and Order. I be like, you know how you get that feeling in your bones when you get that
Right.
that one part about to hit, and you like, oh, I know she about to say something. Then I think about it. God damn it, Gavin, you in this house by yourself. Who gonna say something? You're like, what the fuck?
Fuck this shit. I'm watching it.
I'm watching it now. Law and Order marathons for everybody. SVU marathons for everybody. SVU is the worst. God damn SVU.
So how do you think you will be able to do it differently though? If not necessarily the second time around, but the same person. But if you choose to go that route, how would you
If
different?
I choose to go okay, that's a good question. If I choose to do it again with the same person, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is going to happen is there's going to be a lot of communication about your needs and wants, my needs and wants. What are we looking for in this relationship? What are we trying to get out of this relationship? Because now I understand that, you know what, you have wants and needs just like I have them. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna know that, okay, you know, it's limitations and shit. You know what I mean? You can only do something so much to think a person's gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm cool with it. No, man. Man, a female, you can't keep on hitting that female over the head with the same bullshit every time and thinking that it's gonna be okay every time you pop her in the head with it. Like, oh yeah, you'll be all right. No, you can't do it. Gentlemen, you can't keep on with the bullshit. Because what's going to happen is that she's going to get tired of it, and you're going to be sitting here with your dick in your hand like, God damn, what did I do this time? You know what I mean?
Right.
I got tired of saying what I do. For things to stop for me, I got tired of saying, oh my God, what did I do this time? You get what I'm saying?
Right. That's a bad feeling. I feel like that all the time.
What did I do this time? Okay, what did I say this time? If you don't want to have to say that, gentlemen, just don't do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know it sounds easier said than done, but you can actually do it. You can be like, you know what, sometimes you got to go cold turkey. And I'm not even talking about drugs. You know what I mean?
So silly.
These are facts, man. People nowadays, people care about it's a sad thing that people care more about what they want in a relationship than the other person.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of times you have to sit here and, I'm sad to say, you got to sit here and baby the person, coddle the person. Oh, it's going to be all right, you know. And a lot of people ain't with that. Like me, I'm not with the shit. You know what I mean? I'm not with the baby and all that stuff. If you want to be babied, you need to find somebody else to do it. But if you want to be loved and all that stuff, I got you.
Right.
But, you know, how do you feel about the second time around, Lady J? How do you feel about it?
None of my times around have been any different.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean the second time around.
I mean, with either one, because I ain't been in that many relationships. So the two that I have been in, I've been with them twice. You know, I gave both of them several chances. So nothing was different. I think the second one was a hell of a lot different because the first time we dated, we didn't have those type of issues. But Yeah, nothing changed. It's never the same. The trust isn't the same. The bond isn't the same. You can be. I left my husband, still loving my husband. I just knew that we could not be together anymore. So, the love don't go nowhere. But no matter how much I love him, no matter what I did, no matter what I showed, how I changed, it didn't change anything. So second times around, I feel like if you separate or you divorce or you break up for a reason, there's a reason. And 9 times out of 10, coming back together, those reasons never go anywhere.
I can't say that because I've seen people do it a second time around and it was better the first time. Yes.
That's why I said 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Some people.
Small few that work out.
Yeah. Sometimes, like I said, it'll take everything in your power to make it work. Some people are not.
But it can't just be your power. That's the issue.
And that's what I was about to say.
It can't just be you.
I was about to say that. Some people don't want to give up what they're supposed to give up either. You know what I mean? Like, you know that you're not, think about it. You know you're not supposed to be doing that. But what do we do anyway? We do it anyway, right? Like, fuck it. We're going to do it anyway. I'm not worried about it. Who cares? Who's going to do anything to stop me?
What I mean, though, is you can have all the gusto and the determination to make it work. But if your partner does not have the same gusto and determination to make it work, no matter what you do, it's not going to work.
You're right.
If you are saying, I'm a different person and I've changed and blah, 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 that person is still married to the old you and not trying to be married to the new you, is not going to work.
So you're trying to say if a person wants to rekindle that flame, they need to learn the new you instead of the old you.
Yep.
So you're trying to say that
I told my husband when I got ready to file my divorce, date me.
I was just about to say that.
Because I'm not the same Zayla that you married. So you can't just come home and pick up where you left off. You're going to have, because you might not like the new me.
We say you ain't no pushover no more, homeboy.
Yeah, you might not like the new me. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
All right, you have to learn me. And if you're not willing to learn me, or you're still hanging on to the old me, or you're still hanging on to the past, it'll never work. Because I've moved on from that, so you got to move on from that. If I'm no longer beating myself up for being or doing what I did before, you can't either.
Right. You're not going to change me.
So,
that's what I'm a firm believer in that. You're not going to change me. If you're not going to change, I'm not going to change. Let me say it that way. If you're not going to be the person you need to be to change this thing, I'm not worried about what you got going on. These are facts. These are facts of life. These are facts of everything. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to change the little bit that I need you to change, not a whole lot, Lady J, just a little bit, Lady J, and you're not prepared to change that, we don't have nothing to talk about.
See, also, too, I feel like a lot of women have to also learn how to do self-evaluation. I know for a fact, even though my husband did some dogged, low-down, nasty shit to me,
under the
our
fence.
relationship.
Under the fence.
Huh?
Under the fence.
Man, you done heard some of my stories. And you know what's so bad about it? Cheating wasn't even the worst shit my husband did to me. My thing was, I'm now looking, I had to learn this toward the end, but it wasn't all him. And like I said, at the beginning, when he would tell me stuff, I took that shit to heart. So you tell me something's wrong, I'm going to fix it. A lot of women don't do that. Oh, no, he cheated on me. He just a dog-ass nigga, da-da-da. Okay, but sis, it's something going on here. Like, you got to look at yourself and say, okay, I do the most.
Right. You do.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of females out there that do that too, Lady J. They go above and beyond with the bullshit.
Right. Like, sis, you can't. I got a friend who, since I've known her, she's had several boyfriends. And I've always used to tell her, like, sis, why you talk to them like that? Why you talk to them? Like, and she do it, like, in front of company. Like, it's not like you talking shit or being crazy when y'all home alone. But it could be a house full of people, and I fuck nigga that. I'm like, sis, like, why are you talking to him like
It don't
that?
take all that. It don't take all that.
No. And and I'm like, first of all, you got everybody in y'all business, which is the number one killer of a relationship, allowing everybody else to be in it besides the two of you. And then you loud and outside and acting out stupid. And I'm like, it'd be something simple, Gavin, like he playing music outside. And the music too loud for you, so now you want to act a fool and slam doors and your stupid ass. Sis, it really don't take all of that to ask the man to turn the radio down. Like, you making me uncomfortable even being here. Like, crazy. Or the man could be sitting right here, we sitting here talking as girls, and you got to be loud and obnoxious about what. Sis, don't disrespect that man right. And then you got the man living in your house, paying bills. You talking to him and like a dog, and then get mad when you wonder or you hear, oh, he got 3-4 other bitches in his phone. Well, sis, he got to get peace somewhere. I ain't gonna even lie. I don't blame the man.
I don't either. If you sitting there dogging this man all the time, he got to find some peace and some tranquility somewhere. He got to find his serenity
make him feel like
somewhere.
A man somewhere. Right.
A lot of people don't understand that.
No. But then you have women who create peace and bring peace, and that still don't be the move. So I'm trying to figure out. Y'all need to tell us what the balance is. Do we need to be crazy sometimes and peace for the other, or what it is? Because I feel like I have no luck with being peaceful. People expect
being peaceful or being crazy, huh?
Neither one of them worked out for me, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Well, Lady J, I think we have come to terms with this thing. We are actually running out of time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm going to let you go ahead and say something first before I say it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like if you're, you know me, I always say I'm for families and I'm for relationships and marriages. I never want to see anybody go through what I went through. So if you could fix what you have, I'm all for it. Fix it. Just make sure that it's worth the fixing. And that if you're fighting, that your partner's going to fight for you just as hard as you fight for them.
Right.
Because it has to be 100-100. You can't be giving your all and they're giving you 50. So, yeah, I mean, if you can make it work, make it work. It's just a very hard thing to accomplish. But nothing's impossible.
Right. You know what, Lady J, you said enough right there. I feel the same way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you are in a relationship with a person that is out here running the streets and all the time, sometimes, you know what I mean, they're trying to tell you something. It's a sad thing to say. Sometimes is the way they know how to deliver it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you are in a toxic relationship, just something that's just awful, it's better just to let it go.
Right.
And go your separate ways, because coming back will probably be worse than letting that person go the first time around. The first time around, you got lucky. Second time around, you may not get as lucky as you did the first time. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got, you know what I mean? You know, they make movies behind the second time around. You know?
Right.
But, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this. If you are in love, I'm one person that is all about love. Be in love. If you can't love the one you want, love the one you're with.
Well, Lord, hopefully you with the person you want.
Sometimes people settle, Lady J. We're gonna do a podcast about that too. People.
Oh, ain't no selling in this bitch. You don't do that around here.
Too old for that, Lady J. We're too old to settle.
Yes, I ain't selling shit.
Once again, people, I just want to say thank you for listening to us. We do have another cigar and bike thing going on next month, the third the third weekend of every month, we're doing cigars, bites, and cars. I like to call it the pop up and shop.
Oh, Lord, we will have to come up with another name, Gav. Another name.
I like that name. But yes, we want to thank all you guys that came out last time, that watched us on our first live video. We also want to thank, like I said, just our listeners, Lady J. They give us so much feedback. Boy, our Facebook group, we appreciate you guys. You guys show up all the time and you give us great feedback. If you want to, we'll put the link of our Facebook group at the bottom that we sit here and we talk. If you put something up there, either me and Lady J are going to say something back.
Yes.
We respond very quickly. We will be starting a clubhouse very soon. I have figured it out. I figured it out, Lady J.
Okay.
And,
okay.
So there it is, people. Late night at the table. It's a real thing.
It is.
Say goodbye to the people, Lady J.
Goodbye, everybody.
And we are out of here. We do appreciate you guys. Bye.